Inventors and discoveries long ago and today have influenced communities around the world. New technologies have improved the health and safety of people. People changed the way they communicate with each other.
Chicago changed from a city of small buildings to a city of skyscrapers. Chicago needed to rebuild after the fire.
Chicago burned down in less than 24 hours.
Skyscrapers brought 3 inventions together: a safe elevator, a new way to make steel, and a light bulb. People used these inventions to build stronger and larger buildings.
Henry Bessemer, Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, William Lee Barron-Jenney, and Elijah Otis helped make the skyscraper possible.
Chicago began rebuilding shortly after the fire in 1871. Back in 1871, as a town, mostly small buildings.
Historians believe that a cow kicked over a lighted lantern in a barn owned by Mrs. Patrick O'Leary.
On October 8, 1871, a fire started in a barn in southwest Chicago. The fire spread. The Great Chicago Fire, as it became known, cleared the ground for a new city.
The fire quickly spread and burned most of the city down.
Early elevators had a problem.
Too often the rope holding them broke.
Elijah Otis made elevators safe for people to use.
He invented brakes that would stop the elevator from falling even if a rope broke. This invention enabled people to live and work in tall buildings.
Inventions often make work easier and safer.
Cars and buildings need a very strong building material. Steel is very strong.
Today, a person can live, work, shop, and have fun without ever leaving one building.
Henry Bessemer invented a cheap way to turn iron into steel.
Today's Chicago, like many cities, is a city of skyscrapers.
In 1885, Chicago builder William Lee Barron-Jenney brought these inventions together to build the first skyscraper.
By 1974, about a century after the fire, the Sears Tower in Chicago rose over 110 stories tall.
At first, these buildings were only about 10 stories tall, which is about 100 feet. By 1974, the Sears Tower rose over 110 stories.
The Great Chicago Fire cleared the ground for a new city. Within 15 years, the first skyscraper sprang up.
We have learned how inventions have changed communities.
We know that a fire burned down the city of Chicago in the late 1800s.
Then we learned how the city was rebuilt with new buildings taller than before.
Skyscrapers brought together 3 inventions: a safe elevator, a new way to make steel, and a light bulb.
Thomas Edison found a way to bring light into the middle of a building. In 1879, he invented the light bulb.
The light bulb was his most important invention.
Edison found a way to bring electric power and light to an entire building.
Thomas Edison invented the light bulb in Middlesex County, New Jersey.
Edison's light bulb made buildings bright enough to work in. The skyscraper is born.